That was a lot. Now, I got some other questions, right? Because we went over Keefy D dropped the gun in the car at the carriage house, right? On East Harmon and Audrey Street. Right around the corner from where I think it was Neckbone that might have been in the car with Buntry was chasing them and they lost them right around the corner, right? Then these dudes walked to the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino, which is the Park MGM now, which is zero point 0.8 miles to the hotel, and walked by East Harmon in Las Vegas, right where Suge and Tupac was in the ambulance, and they saw them, right? They left the gun in the cat on the tire of the Cadillac. They drive in a white Cadillac. They parked the white Cadillac right around the corner from the shooting scene, where their DNA is in this car. Their DNA is probably on the gun, and the police didn't find this white Cadillac with a gun on the tire, and they came back the next morning, and the gun was gone. But somehow, ironically, the gun winds up in Corey Edwards' backyard buried, and Corey Edwards' dog dug this gun up like it was a bone, and this was a gun that was in the Compton police evidence locker. How did this gun go from Vegas on a tire of a white Cadillac and end up in the Compton police evidence locker? How did Reggie know it was Orlando Anderson that shot Tupac, allegedly shot Tupac and Suge within an hour, but he said he didn't see nobody for 3 hours? How did this gun that was on the tire at the carriage house end up in the Compton evidence locker? Another question I got. If this whole thing was about a chain that we know never was took, but they want to say it was a bounty on death row chains or whatever, and they had this fight, right? Not only do we know that Trayvon was originally a Crip, one that the other guy, um, what's his last name? Stan? I can't remember his last name. But the other guy, he was a Crip too. And him and Trayvon both turned blood when they ran into Orlando Anderson and them, and they had that fight in the Lakewood Mall, right? If this fight was over a chain, right? Why wasn't it me immediate retaliation in Compton about that chain? Why didn't the mob go hunting for Orlando and the next day, the next week, the next month after that Lakewood Mall incident? Why did they have to wait until Vegas? And why what they was telling Tupac that for, right? And then Marv James says that in one of his interviews that what took place at the Lakewood Mall put them all on red alert and they heard the South Sides was coming to Las Vegas, right? So if the South Sides Crips had beef with the Mall Rules, why Keefy D tell a story that when he ran into Suge in Vegas the night before, Suge came over to dap him up, gave him a hug. All the girls was on his jock because Suge came over there and gave him love, and they didn't have no beef, right? Then you got Marv James said he was in front of Club 662 in the parking lot, and he said that the South Sides pulled up right there, and they sat there for 5 minutes, and then they pulled off. And he called Buntree and them and said that, yo, the South Sides is up here, right? Why they didn't do nothing when they seen them if it was on site with the South Side, right? Why didn't Marv James and them do anything when they seen him? Why is he calling Buntree and them? And then he said he was sitting in the front and he think that it was Hen Dog standing next to him. And he told him, yo, that's the South Sides right there. And they drove off. If they rented this Cadillac, and remember, they said they was in the van. They didn't even say they was in the Cadillac, right? But let's just, for the sake of being dumb, say they was in the Cadillac. How did Marv James know that was them in that Cadillac, right? Now, when you go back and you listen to Keefy D's interview, he said they drove in the back parking lot of Club 662, and they sat there for 30 to 40 minutes waiting for Suge and Tupac to come. Marv James said they pulled up in the bus stop area for 5 minutes and they took off. Keefy D said they pulled in the back parking lot and they sat there for 40 minutes. Why ain't these stories adding up? And you ain't got to take my word for it. You could just go watch the interviews yourself. Keefy D said they pulled in Club 662 parking lot and sat there for 40 minutes. Marv James said they was there for 5 minutes. Which one of these niggas is lying? Then Marv James says that he got a call that Tupac and Suge got shot. And he's over at Club 662. But Reggie tells the story that he didn't find out until Buntree and Neckbone pulled up at the club and told him what happened. And he didn't believe them. He thought that they was pulling his leg, joking with him because he wasn't around them. And, you know, he usually be with them. So he thought they was pulling a joke on him. But Marv James said he got a phone call. And he got a phone call, and Henron or Hen Dog is standing right next to him. Reggie's right there at the call. He got the call that Suge and them got shot. And he didn't tell Reggie. Reggie saying that he found out when Neckbone and Buntree pulled up to the club. That's how he found out. And then he seen all the police cars taking off. And then he went and followed up, right? But strangely, he didn't go to the scene where Suge and them was jacked up at the on Las Vegas Boulevard with the police. Cause it was Reggie who said he didn't see everybody until 3 hours later. Was he the one that went in allegedly picked up the gun? For that gun to wind up in the Compton evidence locker? How did the gun go from the tire into Compton's evidence locker? Then you got Orlando. I mean, sure. I mean, pardon me. Too many names. Then you got Marv James saying that after the fight or during the fight at the MGM, Orlando Anderson told Suge, "Yo, f you and your money." That's strange that Marv James says that Orlando told Suge, "Yo, f you and your money," but later on he took 60 grand from Reggie and them to go testify on Suge's behalf. And then when you listen to Marv James, he says that Trayvon went over to Suge and Tupac and them and said, "There go the guy right there. There go that little mother effer." Why would he go to them and be like, "Yo, there go the guy right there. There go that little mother effer." When Suge told me a totally different story about what Trayvon said to Tupac. Then Marv James says Suge came to the club and everybody was going crazy. And Suge told everybody, "Yo, don't worry about it." And assured everyone that Tupac was going to be all right because the bullet hit his medallion. So they all just continued to party. So Suge went back to the club after the shooting, after he got stitched up, and told everybody to continue to party. It ain't that serious. Pac was going to be all right because he got shot in his medallion. This is all according to Marv James. I'm not making this up. You can look it up. Look at the interview yourself. And then he said Henron came over to him and was like, "Nah, Marv James, he not going to be all right," and that he was going to die and he wasn't going to make it. And that's when everybody went over to the hospital. And then he also says that they came over to the club and said, "Yo, Southside um, just dumped on us after the shooting." They came over to see these dudes be lying. First, Marv James said they got a call that Tupac and Suge got shot. Then he says in another interview that after the shooting, they came over to the club and said, "Yo, Southside just dumped on us." And we had to regroup and we knew it was on with Southside. It's a lot of lies being told here, man. It is a lot of lies being told here. I don't even know what to say. But what I do know is they are lies. It's too many lies going on. But I got a whole other breakdown, deep dive that I worked on that I want to drop. But I guess I'll do it tomorrow because I already had y'all on here for almost 3 hours, and it is Christmas Day. So Feliz Navidad to all my Boricuas, my Panamanians, my Ecuadorians, my Puerto Ricans, my Colombians, everything under the Latino spectrum. You know, happy Hanukkah to all the Jewish folks out there. You know, happy Hanukkah to all the Muslims and everybody out there. Merry Christmas to all you Christians and Baptists and everything like that. Choke no joke. I'm going to fire my catfish that I got from the farmer's market yesterday. I already seasoned it up. I'm about to go flour it up and throw it in a big skillet and make my sweet mashed potatoes and do my thing for the Christmas day, man. But appreciate everybody that reached out and said happy Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Special shout out to all my subscribers and membership gang moderators. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you all. We got 5 days, 6 days to the new year. 2026 is around the corner. 2026 is going to be a great year. I promise you. All right. Choke no joke. We all here. All right. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace to my man, Notorious B.I.G. Pac, we got you. All right. Shout out to everybody out there that lost somebody that you are hurting right now because they not here for the holidays. Our prayers go out to you. All right. Ladies with the children, have fun with your children tonight. Fathers with the children, have fun with your children tonight. Children, respect your parents. If you ain't got no money to get them a gift, just make a card. All right. Out of loose leaf paper, whatever it is, give them something. You know what I mean? Go to the store, buy them some socks. It don't matter. It's the thought that count. And if you can't afford